Hey, what's up, everyone? I want to welcome you to another episode of Here's What I Think with your host, Charles DeBancy, where we discuss everything from current events, economics, politics, and how it all shapes business and life. This is a topic that actually is totally unplanned. As you guys know, the current situation with Sean Diddy Combs is a very serious one. He is facing some very, very serious allegations, and as we currently speak, he is sitting in jail, waiting for his case to commence. The last bit of information that I heard was that he was supposed to be in court today to see if he could be moved to a facility in New Jersey that was a lot more conducive and a lot safer. If anything happens, we'll definitely keep you guys abreast with that information. But really what's been happening out there is people just reacting to all of these various forms of information that we've been receiving through all of these various media outlets. So what happened? Today, this afternoon, I was just kind of combing through the internet and I came across a clip from YouTube, and it featured former Rockefeller CEO or owner, Dame Dash. Now, if you know anything about the hip hop community, you know Dame Dash was part of Rockefeller with Jay-Z, and they built that company. They also had Rockaware, but since then, him and Jay-Z have gone separate ways. They're no longer friends. Kind of been a bitter breakup. Jay-Z went on to become a billionaire, and then Dame Dash started to become, he was already an entrepreneur / CEO, but he's been, dabbling in various realms of media and entertainment. And I came across this clip and it had the following headline, which said, "Here's my thoughts on the Diddy situation." And I was like, this is very, very intriguing, and I'll tell you why. The reason it's intriguing is because Dame Dash is a contemporary of Diddy, and they were both in the same industry. So he knows him. He understands the business. They're in the same business. So I knew he was going to give a very deep insight over various people just reacting to the story or people that knew him. He was speaking from a managerial standpoint. So I clicked on the show, and it's a very long one. It's about an hour or so. And as I'm listening to him at the onset from the beginning, you could see that he was more confounded at how it all went bad for Diddy. And to me, I thought that what he said was very, very insightful. So what we want to do now is want to play some of the things that Dame Dash had to say about the stunning fall from grace for Sean Diddy Combs, and then we're going to come back and give you guys our thoughts on what he had to say. Take a listen to Dame Dash here.
It really kind of affected me. Like, number one, that's all, in the algorithm. That's all you're going to hear is every single day, all day long, this is all people are going to talk about. But, in hip-hop, there's like a brotherhood. And a lot of us have known each other for 30 years since we were basically children. And he's one of those dudes, regardless to whether I agreed with who he was or what he did and how he did things, in hip-hop, we were still brothers. I still consider his sons my nephews. Regardless to what he do, his sons will always be good with me. If hopefully everything's cool with that as well. Or children in general. And that's how I feel about everyone from my kind of generation that graduated from that era of hip-hop. So it was like, damn. I knew how much this was, number one, going to affect the face of hip-hop, because he's been a pillar for the last 30 years. There was no hip-hop without certain people being mentioned. And, I'm proud to say that I'm one of those people, but he's definitely one of those people. And even though I've always there's always been a competitive nature between him and I've always admired the fact that he'll do anything. Like when he ran the marathon, I was like, I wouldn't have did that. He definitely is turned up, pause. He has a lot of energy. And I admire the fact that he was able to stay relevant over and over again. I couldn't understand it. I'd be like, how do you get that deal? He always gets those deals, I was definitely transparent. I was definitely sort of pissed off because I felt like I started that thing with the vodka and the liquor and the almond deal. I remember having a conversation with him at the MTV Awards and him asking me like, how'd you do that, blah, blah, blah. And he went and did it a different way and made a lot of money from it. But I was like, in my brain, I was like, he's always copying. You know what I mean? Like, and it's, sometimes I'd wonder, like, how does he get that deal? Like, I have a great idea, but he could always get the deal to connect him to pop culture where he could get that volume and be so embraced, you know? But I'd be like, but I'm gonna still do it my way. And I don't care, like, we've had conversations like, yo, bruh, you know, it's kind of similar ideas, but yeah, but I'm doing better than you. Hey, maybe you do. But you don't celebrate that kind of thing no matter what, you know? And I started to think, because, like, every day something new comes out. So I'm wondering in his brain, like, in this very moment, would he give up everything, all the money, all the history he's made with music, all of it, just to be regular and be free? Would he erase everything? Like, was it worth it? The 30 years of rolling, you know, if he knew 30 years ago that he had 30 years to just do whatever he wanted, and be well respected and celebrated, and do all these impactful things that have affected hip hop and the trajectory of hip hop. And you know, now I'm seeing that, you know, he had a lot more power than I knew. So he was affecting everything. And you know, would he be like, yo, I'll give it all up just so I could just be with my kids every day?
So you heard what he had to say. If you listen to him, he seems to be as confused as the rest of us. Like, how did it get to this point? How did we end up here? He even gave instances of them kind of interacting, talking about business ideas, how he would share an idea with him, and then he would then take the idea and make it happen in a way that he himself couldn't even envision. And what that shows you is that Diddy had a talent for enterprise. Otherwise, how else do you become worth $900 million? And to see how all of that is just crumbling away. And for what? Dame Dash seems to be perplexed at the situation. He also said something at the end, which I thought was very powerful, which was, he said, would you give it all up to have a normal life where you're free and you can spend it with your family? And I think that when you have moments like this, you realize what life is really all about. That's the message here. At the core of life is about love and the ones you love and being around them. Because if you look at even footage from the court visits or whatever, it was just his family. Quite literally, it was his family, his children. That was at the core of it. And when you're in that situation, all you're thinking about is your family. And Dame, I think, is trying to process how could something like this even get to the point where now you're in jeopardy of not being able to spend time with your children for the rest of your life. It's a deep one. It's a deep one, especially when he said, if you could kind of look at your life and say, you know, I'm willing to give all the accolades and the accomplishments and the praise and all of that just to be with your kids and have a normal, regular life. It's a pretty powerful one. And that's really what stood out to me. So you guys should go definitely check out the full interview on his channel. I think it was a very good one. You should go check it out. But in the meantime, please let us know your thoughts on what you heard today and the analysis from today's show. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comments and we'll catch you on the next show.